Welcome back to the Crypto Saving Expert News Show, where we talk about the latest cryptocurrency news and take a look at the markets so that we all know exactly what is happening. I think this is the first time ever in Crypto Saving Expert history that we've actually been live early to this stream. Let's take a look at Crypto Saving Expert's website and see what is happening for the price of Bitcoin. We are currently sat at $24,724, and Ethereum is sat at $1,681. So we have seen a bit of consolidation at the price points we are at right now. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin price and see what is happening. Let's see which, I've got 5 charts up here. You can see I'm personally looking at this level of resistance at 25,000 and just above $25,000 now. The support sat at 24,500 and at $24,000 as well. If we also take a look at the bigger time frames, we can see that on the bigger time frame between the $25,250 level and the $28,800 level, we haven't really seen much price action historically. You can't see my chart. Let's start that again. So taking a look at the 1 hour chart, you can see that we have a level of resistance sat at $25,000. We have a level of support sat at $24,500. And we have another one sat at $24,000 as well. And that is what I'm looking at. But the main thing I'm looking at is this major level of resistance at 25,250. I've not drawn that correctly. It's just here. You can see we've wicked that twice in the last couple of days. And if we go to the bigger time frames, you can see between the $25,250 level and the $28,800 level, we've never really had much price action between those points, meaning there aren't many levels of resistance at those points. And we have that CME gap up at $28,000 as well, which is acting like a magnet for the Bitcoin price. So it's all getting pretty exciting. And that is what we're looking at on the Bitcoin chart right now. We can also take a look at some indicators. Let's go into the smaller time frames. On the 4 hour chart, you can see that the RSI is pretty neutral right now. Let's take a look at the 2 hour. Again, pretty neutral. 1 hour, pretty neutral. On the daily, it's slightly overbought. On the MACD, let's see what's going on. Daily showing bullish momentum. 4 hour is showing that we are close to neutral, but could be ticking into getting a bit more bearish. 2 hours looking like it's ticked bearish, and 1 hour's ticking bearish for momentum as well. So that's what we're looking at on the Bitcoin chart. Let's take a look at the fear and greed quickly. We're currently set at 60. Now, looking like there's a bit of greed in the markets right now. That makes me slightly fearful. It always does. I like to buy when everyone else is selling, and I like to sell when everyone else is buying. So this greed and buying, pushing the price up, makes me feel like I want to take some profits, but that is just my personal opinion. Obviously, nothing is financial advice. Let's take a look at the cryptocurrency news today and see what is happening. Before we do, though, please don't forget to like and subscribe and press that bell notification button so that you don't miss these updates. We do them every single morning, talking about the latest cryptocurrency news, taking a look at the Bitcoin price, and sometimes we are joined by that Martini guy as well. But today it is just me on the stream. Let's take a look at the cryptocurrency news and see what's going on. Let's start with this one. I mean, the AI, we've been generating AI images for these news articles. Some of them have been really, really impressive. This one is questionable. I'm not sure exactly what's happened to SBF's face, but here we are. Let's take a look at this article. Crypto hedge fund Galois Capital shuts down after significant exposure to FTX. Now, we've seen a bunch of different companies have the same unfortunate reaction to FTX collapse. Those that had too much exposure to the platform and now aren't able to get their funds off the exchange have had to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Interesting thing about this one is the co-founder has said, given the severity of the FTX situation, we do not think it is tenable to continue operating the fund both financially and culturally. Once again, I'm terribly sorry about the current situation we find ourselves in. The interesting thing here is that Galois has sold FTX claims for 16 cents per dollar. In the letter to clients, he noted that buyers of such claims have more expertise than Galois operators in pursuing them in court. Since sending the letter, Galois has sold its claims for about 16 cents on the dollar. Despite the turnout of events, Zhao still believes in the long-term potential of the crypto industry. And he said, this entire tragic saga, starting from the Luna collapse to the Three Arrows Capital credit crisis to the FTX Alameda failure, has certainly set the crypto space back significantly. However, I even now remain hopeful for crypto's long-term future. So it's very interesting that this claims have been sold for 16 cents, and this is purely because it's going to take a long process for those claims to be finalized, and also it's the time, and also it's the uncertainty as well. So interesting article there, though, very interesting article. Let's move on to the next one. We have Hong Kong begins consultation on crypto licensing and plans to allow retail trading. So we actually saw that Hong Kong banned retail and individual investors 5 years ago, and they are now also seeking views on plans to reinstate crypto trading for individual investors, and measures to ensure investors protection, suitability in onboarding clients, and token emissions. So this is what we like to see. We don't want to see that regulation where retail investors are just banned and they're not allowed to touch cryptocurrencies. That is the type of regulation we are fighting against in crypto. What we want to see is regulation, but that is helping keep retail investors safe, but in the right way. So we have some regulation in the UK that means you can't trade derivatives. I don't think that's the right way to regulate cryptocurrencies. Derivatives, and it creates a barrier for entry. But we see this kind of regulation where they are actually lightening their regulation, taking that away. They did say that retail investors could not invest at all in crypto, and now they're taking that, making that a little bit lighter, and seeing how they can regulate in the correct way and still allow retail investors to get exposure to the cryptocurrency market. Other than that, we are seeing in this article, Hong Kong begins consultation on new crypto rules in an effort to become a regional crypto hub in Asia. Hong Kong plans to implement a new set of rules for regulating digital currencies and service providers in the jurisdiction. Under the proposed rules, which come into effect by June 2023, only licensed companies will be permitted to offer crypto services in the city. According to the SAFC, crypto service providers in Hong Kong will be regulated by the requirements in the existing regime under the City's Securities and Futures Ordinance. This same rules apply to licensed security brokers and automated trading venues. So we're just seeing changes in regulation. We are going to see a lot of this in the next couple of months and years, I believe. We do have more on this later in today's stream. Some comments from Cameron Winklevoss, one of the Winklevoss twins that founded Gemini. That is coming later in today's stream. But before we get on to the next article, please don't forget to like and subscribe and press that bell notification button so you don't miss this. We do these daily updates every single day, keeping you up to date with what's going on in crypto. And if you have any friends that want to get into crypto but they don't know how, listening to the news every day is a brilliant way to get involved. So send them our live streams and they can get involved, and they can help press that like button as well. Let's take a look at the next article. We have Justin Sun's Huobi applies for crypto license in Hong Kong. So this article follows on pretty nicely. Sun said Huobi's license application is a major step for the exchange to expand its services and offer a wider range of crypto trading and investment options to investors in Hong Kong. In the tweet, Sun also revealed that Huobi will launch a new crypto trading platform dedicated to customers in Hong Kong. The exchange, called Huobi Hong Kong, will be fully compliant with local regulations, but aims at institutional investors and high net worth individuals. The new exchange will focus on providing trading services for institutional investors and high net worth individuals in Hong Kong. It positions the exchange as a trusted and secure platform for larger investors in Asia who are looking to enter the crypto market. So now we're seeing those regulations soften in Hong Kong. Huobi now stepping in straight away and trying to get that license for operating in the jurisdiction means they can capitalize on that market pretty quickly, because crypto investment for retail investors has been banned in that jurisdiction for the past 5 years. Huobi stepping in on that as soon as the regulations soften mean they can capitalize on that opportunity. Let's take a look. We can see here crypto companies eye Hong Kong for expansion. This is what we are seeing. Now those regulations have softened. Moving on to the next article, FTX Japan is going to reopen withdrawals on February the 21st. So FTX Japan is a subsidiary of the bankrupt crypto exchange FTX. Just like FTX.US is, FTX Japan is a different subsidiary. We can see FSA issued many orders to the Japanese corporation, including suspending business operations, accepting customer deposits, and improving business. After the bankruptcy filing, FTX Japan started looking for ways to enable customers to withdraw their assets. As Crypto Saving Expert reported, the plans were supposed to be finalized last year. However, as plans for the sale of FTX Japan and European arms began, some adjustments had to be made. While the bidding window remains open for its units, FTX Japan will allow customers to withdraw their assets. In addition, the exchange intends to keep its license even after a potential takeover. So those users in Japan can actually withdraw their funds. This is a pretty quick turnaround, to be honest. It's pretty impressive. Hopefully this it does. The service will reopen today at midday JST. I wonder what time that is. Let's Google that. 12 p.m. JST to UTC. Let's see what time that is. So this morning it was already opened and those users have been able to withdraw their funds. Pretty exciting things over there. And you can see they also are holding on to their license. Interesting now, because FTX, the FTX new CEO has said that he's not ruling out the idea of relaunching FTX as a cryptocurrency exchange. Now, me and that Martini guy have spoke about this on this live stream before. It's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. It's a cryptocurrency exchange that has all of the groundwork already put in place. All it needs is a good team that are going to operate it in the correct way. SBF was not that person, but now SBF is out and all the bad actors are out of FTX. Why not use that infrastructure for good and continue to use that as a cryptocurrency exchange? It may have to go through a rebranding or something to get retail investors back involved in the platform, but the problems weren't with the actual fundamentals and groundwork in FTX. It was with the people that were running the exchange. So maybe they are keeping that license just in case they decide to relaunch as a cryptocurrency exchange. Just something to keep an eye on. Very interesting here. A lot of people in the chat have been very against this idea when we've spoken about it previously, but it's something that has the potential to happen because they need to work out how they can continue to profit from this business. This new CEO has stepped in. He wants to keep his reputation. He's not going to run it incorrectly. He's got a lot of eyes on him at the moment. He wants to make a profitable business. So how is he best making a profitable business? FTX was a profitable business until SBF completely ran it through into the ground. Before we get on to the next article, please don't forget to like and subscribe and press that bell notification button so that you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. We do these live streams every single weekday. Let's see how many likes we have on today's stream so far. We have 18 likes on today's stream. Please don't forget to hit that like button to help support the channel. We are trying to grow to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're currently on 2,588, growing every single day. We will be the biggest cryptocurrency YouTube channel out there, hopefully. Let's take a look at the next article, and we have here Bitcoin prices are going up. Wales number fall to the lowest level since 2019, and UTXOs is at an all-time high. So after recovering from last week's downturn, Bitcoin has had another solid week regarding price performance. It has already surpassed $25,000. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart and see how we've bounced that $25,250 level twice so far. We've actually broken above that $25,000 level a couple of times, but it just hasn't stuck. We've been rejected from it pretty sharply, but not too sharply. We are still retesting that. And the more times we retest a level, the higher the probability that we are going to manage to break through that. Back to the article though. So we have surpassed $25,000 and Bitcoin has retraced a little. It's trading around $24,000 at the time of this article was written. Now we're trading at around $24,700. So the current price of Bitcoin is at its highest price since June 2022. Although the US regulatory framework for digital assets has been under constant pressure, the sector is still strong. And I just say, every time you look at the Bitcoin price chart, it's just such a happier place to be in crypto right now. 2022 was diabolical and everybody was so miserable in the space. Twitter was empty. It's so exciting to be in the space where people are actually excited about things again. But according to a report from Decrypt on Sunday, the number of Bitcoin whales has dropped to its lowest since August 2019. Data from Glassnode shows that there were 2,027 whales on Sunday and February the 19th, and the last time their numbers fell this low was August the 5th, when they were 2,023. So let's see about this. This is balances, accounts with balance bigger than 1,000 Bitcoin in them. This is how this is getting measured. On February 2021, the number of Bitcoin whales peaked at 2,500 in the heat of the bull market, but since then the number has slowly has been slowly dropping. There was another spike in the number of whales between February and March 2022, but the tendency reverted as the bear market continued. Despite the number of whales declining, the number of mega whales, whales holding more than 10,000 Bitcoin, has been maintained close to the same levels in 2022 and 2018, with 117 mega whales holding Bitcoin today. And we're also seeing a huge amount of news about the ordinals and NFTs on the Bitcoin blockchain. This is a big article, but it is actually really, really interesting. So let's continue with it for a little bit. The inscriptive, so let's talk about this. First, this is kind of broken into sections, this article. This first article, we're seeing the number of whales going, let's see where it was, the lowest whale since 2019. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. We're seeing that distribution of Bitcoin into many different wallets. If we have big whales, then we could see them dump a huge amount of the asset onto the market if they no longer believe in the assets. I mean, the likelihood of them not believing the assets not the likely I got distracted by the comment then. The likelihood of whales dumping their assets is low, but there's a chance they will do if there's whales in the market. So seeing that redistribution into smaller bags is a positive thing for the health of the industry. Let's take a look now at the next article, and we have not the next article, the next section. The inscription wave. So the introduction of ordinals and inscriptions on Bitcoin in February 2023, which introduced a new method of data storage and so-called NFTs on the biggest, oldest, and safest blockchain, is likely to be a month that will be remembered for Bitcoin enthusiasts in the future. So if readers are unaware about the Bitcoin ordinals, stay tuned on Crypto Saving Expert. In the coming days, we'll be publishing our articles on Bitcoin, ordinals, Crypto 101. And I think we actually have something about this in our guide section. So if we go over to the guides, we have to scroll across because I've made this a little bit too small. It's got that little line, and we're still working on the site, making it as good as possible. Let's see where we have over here ordinals. I swear it's in this A to Z. If you haven't already seen this, if you go to cryptosavingexpert.com and go to the encyclopedia section, every single letter, every single word in the dictionary of cryptocurrency has a small definition, has a video presented by me, and also if you click here, you can see there's a full article on all these as well. So let's quickly discuss what ordinals are. An ordinal value is a unique number representing the positional order of an object or event in a sequence. In the context of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, ordinals are being used to create unique and valuable non-fungible tokens that represent specific moments in time. In the Bitcoin blockchain, each block is given a unique ordinal value based on its position in the chain. The value is then used to create a one-of-a-kind NFT representing that specific block. So keep that in mind when we read this article where we are discussing this. Let's take a look. The ordinals, the intriguing thing about inscription is that they could produce on-chain activity with little impact on currency transfer value. According to data shared for free by Glassnode, the total UTXO count surpassed 137 million, a new all-time high. Last week, the UTXO count climbed at its fastest rate since December 2022, averaging 117,000 per block. And we've just had somebody announce the newsletter is live for Crypto Saving Expert. If you haven't already signed up to cryptosavingexpert.com, go over to our website. This is the homepage that you will be greeted on, and I've already logged in. Let me log out. Let's sign out so you can see everything here. When you go on to cryptosavingexpert.com and you press this nice blue button up here, just fill in that small piece of information and make sure to tick that button there as well. And you will get that newsletter every single Tuesday morning at around 11 a.m., recapping the latest week in cryptocurrencies, taking a look at different altcoins, taking a look at different trading indicators, educating you the best way possible. If you don't have time for these daily live streams, or one of your friends do, but they still want to get involved in Crypto Saving Expert, the newsletter is a great way to do so, but always make sure to press that tick there, otherwise you'll miss out on the newsletter. Let's take a look at this article. Back to the articles anyway. Investor behavior has changed. Glassnode recently published a new variation of dormancy, an on-chain analysis tool where they examine the prevailing behavior patterns of the short-term holders cohort. Throughout market cycles, the average age of the coins used by the STH cohort is reflected in STH dormancy. In their new tool, lower values show SDHs are not holding for lengthy periods of time and instead spent coins they recently obtained, which is frequently seen during bearish periods, and higher values show that SDHs are using coins that have been held for longer periods of time, which is frequently observed during bullish periods. So despite being profitable, they continue to show no signs of being particularly motivated to send coins to exchanges regarding absolute coin volume. According to Glassnode, the daily volume on the SDH exchange fluctuation between 15k and 21k Bitcoin, which is the same range as it has been since June 2021. And James has just said in the chat, how long have you been on, Jess? We started at 10:30. We're trying to do these live streams between 10:30 and 11. I'm trying to work out the best time, see what everyone prefers. Let's take a look at the next part of this. Let's look at a conclusion. This has been a pretty long article for us. Despite all the on-chain data presented, the activity shows that the transfer volumes remain remarkably low for SDH and long-term holders and short-term holders. The data can also indicate a turning point of the cycle, considering that new interest rate hikes in the US are already priced in, as stock markets have been rallying recently, with crypto following despite all the regulation concerns worldwide. We are going to get onto the regulation concerns in just a second. Can I just ask, has anybody seen any improvement with the amount my camera lags on the streams? I don't know if that is improved or it's still not very good. I'm trying to make it a little bit better. I've tried to add a little bit of a delay onto my camera, but it's really hard to work out how much of a delay to add on because I stream through a different software to YouTube, so it's all a bit difficult. But just let me know if that's improved a little bit, because that is something that has held the channel back previously, I think. But that is what we have for this article. Very interesting Bitcoin on-chain analysis there. Don't forget, if you haven't already, to like today's stream and subscribe and press that bell notification button so that you don't miss these live streams. We do them every single day, and we've not missed a single day since we started. We started these live streams a pretty long time ago. I don't know if I can see how long we started these. Back on the 7th of December, we started these live streams, and we've not missed a day. It's been very fun, and I think they have improved quite a lot since we first started them. I was very, very nervous on the first few streams, but I think the confidence has got a bit better. Terry said, another good is slower the lag the longer we get to see you. I hope it's synced up a little bit more with my voice and my camera. It's cutting out and glitching, Sean said. Okay, so something I need to work on, tiny bit of a lag. I'll make the lag a little bit longer and hope that helps. Let's take a look at the next article we have here. Very interesting one here. Scammers are duping investors with dozens of fake Bing Chat GPT tokens. Now, we see over and over again, whenever there's any sort of hype, somebody makes an altcoin and names it after that hype. We saw it with, what was that Netflix show? Squid Game. There was an altcoin called Squid Game that you could invest into, but you couldn't actually sell your tokens, and that was written into the smart contract. So people were making all of these profits, unrealized profits that they weren't able to realize, and loads of people were investing into this project. It was shooting up and up and up because there was no selling pressure. And then obviously everyone really realized it was a scam, but those people that had invested, it was too late. People just seem to jump on the hype and make altcoins, naming them after specific things, just because they know they'll get attention. And with ChatGPT, the same people have taken advantage of this as well. So let's take a look at this. In the report, PeckShield identified at least 3 fake ChatGPT tokens that are honeypots, i.e. they are vulnerable contracts with hidden traps that could enable an arbitrary user to drain investors' money. So I would also like to say, it doesn't take somebody incredibly smart to make an altcoin. Anybody can deploy an altcoin onto the Ethereum network, for example. You can literally copy and paste some code and deploy it onto the network. It's not that complex. So they may not even be as they may not know how to develop these contracts in the correct way, or they may have purposely developed them in this way so that they can funnel all these funds from that smart contract into their own wallet addresses. So 2 other tokens have been flagged by PeckShield and had high sell tax, while some others had already fallen by 99%, which is a typical pump and dump scheme. So in some options, we see that they buy the token, and then market it, and then they sell the token. It creates this pump and dump system. Or they can do high sell tax. They can say every time somebody sells these tokens, they have to pay a percentage of that goes to the actual initial developers. They are continuing to make lots of money. And very interesting. It's always the case with these tokens that are jumping onto some sort of hype. Chat GPT, Squid Game. We've seen it with many different things as well. Let's see. Let's see what's here. Terry said your lip sync needs syncing up half a word. Yeah, so I'll try that again. I feel like it is a little bit better than it was, but it still needs improving a little bit. But I'll work on that. Thank you very much for letting me know. And it's really hard for me to see until I'm physically on the live stream. Let's take a look at the final article we have in today's stream. And we have Cameron Winklevoss says the next crypto bull run will start in the East. And there's a lot of reasons to believe this. I don't argue with him at all on this opinion. So he's co-founded Gemini Cryptocurrency Exchange. I'm sure you know who Cameron Winklevoss is. He's predicted that the next Bitcoin and crypto bull run would likely begin in the East. And his forecast is based on the recent continuous crackdown on the crypto industry by regulators in the United States. Now, the US has cracked down on many different cryptocurrency companies in recent months. We've seen them stop Kraken from offering staking services in the US. And we've seen them say that Kraken are offering unregistered securities. We've also seen them crack down on XRP. We've seen them crack down on many different companies. Many are just choosing to move out of the jurisdiction because the regulations in the US aren't clear. So Cameron Winklevoss has tweeted, "My working thesis ATM at the moment is that the next bull run is going to start in the East. It will be a humbling reminder that crypto is a global asset class and that the West, really the US, always only ever had two options: embrace it or be left behind. It can't be stopped. That we know." So this is the thing. If regulations stop growth within a certain jurisdiction, cryptocurrency companies will just move out of that jurisdiction and grow elsewhere. And therefore, by regulating the industry in a way that isn't clear means that the US can get left behind in this move to the upside because the cryptocurrency industry is not being stopped. Let's take a look at the next article here. We have any government that next section, any government that doesn't offer clear guidance will be left in the dust. He further warned that the US risks being left behind the rest of the world in crypto adoption due to its failure to provide proper guidance on regulation. Let's see this. Any government that doesn't offer clear rules and sincere guidance will be left in the dust quickly, he said. This will mean missing out on the greatest period of growth since the rise of the commercial internet, and it will mean missing out on shaping and being a foundational point of the future financial infrastructure of this world and beyond. And Mr. Winklevoss' prediction on the next bull cycle runs on... well, I lost everything I was saying then. Let's see this. To sync your, let's use a click on your thumbs or use a clapper to get your, yeah. I've been trying to do this. It's because of the software I use to tune into YouTube, but we'll fix it. I think it's a little bit better. Mr. Winklevoss' prediction on the next crypto bull originating from the East echoes a similar forecast made by Trans Justin Sun in early December, where he tweeted that the next crypto bull market will depend on the Chinese rather than the Americans. And we can see here it's been agreed. Follow-up Twitter thread, Mr. Sun pointed out that Hong Kong was on the verge of embracing cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. We stated that he was considering a move to Hong Kong as experts predicted that China will dominate the next crypto bull market. We also saw a tweet from our founder, that Martini guy. Let me pull that up quickly. And he said it's something along the lines of it's due to, let's pull this up. Let's find it over here. Between all the that was a funny video that you posted up there if you didn't see it. Let's see what here. Where are we? I said when lockdown ends in China, then Bitcoin will pump as the Chinese economy gets healthier. This is currently happening. The next bull run will not come from the West. It will come from the East and will be the biggest one yet. So a lot of people are agreeing on this. Yeah, James, it's OBS and it's also StreamYard. I stream through them all. It's all very complex. It's not my forte, unfortunately. But thanks for any tips that you do have. So yeah, that is the consensus coming from that Martini guy, Cameron Winklevoss, and Mr. Sun. That is what we're looking at right now. Let's go back to the Bitcoin chart and see what's happening. We have been rejected from that level of resistance that I am looking at. I'm hoping these levels act as a support. We also have some horizontal supports within these levels. Let's see what we can find here. I would say this is definitely a level of support, previously acted as a resistance as well at 24,000, and it matches up that week perfectly. I wasn't even looking at that section. So that is what we are looking at there, 24,550. Waiting to see if we can break that 25,500 $25,250 level, because if we do, I'll be getting incredibly excited for the price of Bitcoin, therefore the price of Ethereum, and therefore the price of some ICE altcoins as well. Now, to finish off today's video, if you haven't already, go over to cryptosavingexpert.com, and when you aren't logged in like I am, let's log out of that. You can see that we have, let's sign out. We're not signing out. Let's try again. Sign out of, oh, maybe this is a bug that I found in the website. Maybe this is something that we need to address. Let's see. We are still, there we go. We are signed out. I just need to refresh. If you go to cryptosavingexpert.com and press sign up here, fill in your information, press that tick button there. You will receive a newsletter every single Tuesday morning if you do press that button. And then when you press sign up, you'll get access to our completely free courses, guides, news, and have access to all of this market data as well. So don't forget to do that. That is all we have for today's stream. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all back here again tomorrow. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe and press that bell notification. Goodbye.